There we go. Red light is on. James Lynch, how you doing, sir?
Doing awesome, Dave. Thanks for having me on. Always a pleasure.
Absolutely, man. We really do appreciate talking with you. And really cool main event, ESPN 2, ESPN Plus, PFL Playoffs 8, main event PFL with Kayla Harrison, the dominant 10-0 Kayla Harrison, with people in the MMA media, Genah Fabian. What'd you think of that? Did you? How crazy was that?
I did catch that yesterday. You know what? I always say this to people. There's no blueprint on how to cover MMA, right? So you're going to have people that get credentials and say things that they shouldn't be saying. And that's what happened yesterday. I thought Kayla handled that A+ performance from her tweet after the fact to everything else. Look, the best thing at the end of the day is to educate this guy that asked the question, not, write nasty stuff. What he said was bad, but we got to see more people trying to help out. And I thought Kayla put that in the right direction with her tweet yesterday saying, hey, look, no, I didn't mean to go after you, whatever. But that's my thoughts on it anyways, is that there's a lot of inexperienced media and, it's just a learning experience for everyone, I think.
Right. And just to kind of cap it off, and we'll get right to the main event. At the end of the day, the people that are good at it, the people that keep on going will still be there a year from now, 2 years from now, and keep on making good relationships. I would assume we might not see that person doing stuff with the PFL in the future, and let's just take it from there. But here we go. Let's go into it. PFL. Kayla's dominant, 10-0, very Ronda Rousey-ish from, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, looks dominant. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm not maybe going to call the 68 Mets here or anything like that, or Miracle on Ice. But Genah with the Muay Thai, the Southpaw, I saw them face off. She's taller than Kayla. Kayla's usually the dominant presence. Genah's got a couple different things that it's like, I don't want to call the crazy upset, but I'm really looking forward to this fight.
So am I. You mentioned the size. That was the first thing I thought of as well. Just before we hopped on here, I saw the face-offs, and she's 6 feet tall, so she's got a 2-inch reach advantage, or more than a 2-inch. My math's not very good. Kayla Harrison's only 5'8", so that's a bit of an advantage there as well. Also a reach advantage, 74-inch reach compared to 66-inch reach for Kayla. Now, that's not going to mean anything if Kayla can get it to the ground, but if it does stay standing, that's where the fight gets very interesting. And I think that, look, Kayla's going to be a big favorite. Kayla's probably going to finish this fight, but there is that intrigue in this fight where she is fighting a much bigger opponent. Something we really haven't seen over the last couple of fights. We even had, last season, Sarah Kaufman, of all people, move up to fight in that weight class. So, it's nice to see Kayla fighting someone that's, a good striker, a little bit bigger. And also, Dave, she's never been finished. So I do wonder if there's a durability factor here as well. Her only loss is a decision. So I do wonder can she hold on here? I mean, I think anything outside of a first round finish is considered a win here for Genah Fabian in this fight, just because Kayla's made everyone look like an amateur. You don't want to look like that on Thursday night.
I was going to get into that. It's almost one of those things. She's now a minus 1,800 favorite. She opened at 1,200. I saw it at 1,400 when I was kind of making my bets of the week. She's at minus 1,800. Probably will keep on going. It's wild how much of a favorite she is. There's almost literally no value on betting on Kayla Harrison. But at the end of the day, it's like, it's one of those things. If Kayla doesn't get the TKO in the first round, it's almost, then it gets like weary. It's like she gets upset. I remember a year ago, she won the fight, but like was super upset leaving the ring, the cage. So I'm super intrigued with it. I think it's a great matchup. I really do. It's one of these more intriguing matchups than I think the masses think of this fight. I'm looking forward to it. Let's kind of put on our favorite caps. Let's pick winners. When do you think this is going to happen? Like I said, Kayla Harrison minus 1,800. Fabian, the comeback at plus 900, which is just absolutely wild in a main event. Do you see what everyone else sees? Do you see a Kayla Harrison stoppage victory?
I do, but I think it'll be in the second round. I think Kayla's going to have some trouble getting her to the ground, just from some of the stuff I've seen from Genah Fabian. I don't think this is going to be a complete pushover. And, there's also that theory, and this is what the reporter was trying to say yesterday, by the way, the whole thing about, is she afraid to step into the cage? I don't think so. I mean, this is a fighter that, has been in there with some tough opposition. She doesn't have as many fights as Kayla, but, a lot of experience outside of MMA as well. So I think, the sort of the Mike Tyson factor that you're scared going in, I think is out of the equation here. And I think she'll be able to stuff a takedown. We'll see. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but I have a hunch that it will not be another quick finish like we're used to with Kayla. I think this one might take a little bit longer, but ultimately Kayla will finish the fight.
Usually it's a great back and forth. PTI guys, they would disagree back and they would yell at each other back and forth. I'm like so in agreement with you. I don't think it's a first round stoppage. I think it's going all 15 minutes. I really do. Yeah. I think Fabian's going to look good in some nice spots. Like you said, if she can keep it on the outside, Kayla might get a jab or two. She's not really, looking forward to, and from the southpaw. And I think a couple of things that might be like, Kayla's like, well, let me feel it out. And I see a lot of wrestling, a lot of grappling, a lot of kind of grinding. But at the end of the day, I think Fabian's been around the block. I think she's a Muay Thai champion, southpaw. There's a lot of things I like about her. She's a very, very, I think, fun plus 900. I see Kayla winning. She is the dominant fighter. I cannot wait for her to see what's next for Kayla in the future, 2022 and on. But I think Kayla Harrison gets the win at PFL Playoffs 8.
I'm with you there. Yeah, can't argue with that. And I think we're going to see, not looking too far ahead here, but I think we'll see, I guess, the trilogy between Kayla and Larissa Pacheco, who I think will also win on this card as well. So it's the Kayla Harrison show. That's what this is Thursday. They should just forget about the PFL and the 8 name. Just call it the Kayla Harrison show.
It is the Kayla Harrison show. We'll end it with that. The last little nugget, Larissa's my favorite bet on the PFL card. I think she is a dark horse. She's one of the most underrated female fighters in all of mixed martial arts. I like Larissa a lot. 4 losses, 2 to Kayla, 1 to GDR, and the other to Jessica Andrade. Like, she doesn't lose to not top-end competition. Love that fight as well. But it is Thursday night, ESPN, the Kayla Harrison show. James Lynch on Sports. Follow him everywhere and anywhere. Appreciate you, James. Let's talk soon.
Yeah, anytime, man. Always a pleasure.